York City, the place where dreams are made and most are crushed. The city that never sleeps, or at least it was pre-COVID. I arrived pretty late, around 11 p.m., and found out I only had about an hour to check in and get to the rooftop bar before it closed. Ali's Times Square brags the highest rooftop bar in Times Square, and it did not disappoint. This is where I met up with the subject of today's Busker episode, actor-singer Matthew Kleckner. We went over some talking points for tomorrow morning's interview, the actor's strike, the casting couch, and his recent roles on Netflix and HBO. After a few more drinks and a wander around New York City, I headed back to the hotel for some much-needed rest. Yo!
What's up, man?
What's up,
How
buddy?
are you? Yeah, I've been here since 2014. Yeah.
And the grind, man. Just tell me a little bit quickly about the...
Yeah, I think the thing in New York when you're an up-and-coming artist or actor, anything in the performing world, is just try everything. That's what I did. When I first got here, I wrote. I was getting some gigs with musicals and Shakespeare companies and things like that, and doing some theater. But I tried to do my own thing for a while. Then I switched over to, I booked cruise ships, worked for Disney Cruise Line for a little bit. That's where we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Panama. That was a fun time. Always fun when you have a 14-day cruise.
I remember that day in Cabo with you and Tarzan.
Jason, yeah, Tarzan, yeah.
Hanging out in the Speedos.
Hey, we got those in Aruba. That's all I can say about
Great
those.
time. So then I'm sitting on my couch years later, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm watching Manifest on Netflix, and boom, there you are. I'm like, wait a minute. I think that's the text you. It was awesome, man.
Thank you, man.
You have an agent, but
do.
you also self-submit.
I do, yeah, that's a big thing. Anybody has to do that. Doesn't matter if you have an agent at the highest levels, you normally will have to self-submit for a lot of things. And there's great websites to do that, backstage.com, Actors Access, Casting Networks, some others that I just don't have off the top of my head, but Playbill.
How did you get, how did Manifest come about?
Manifest, I saw a casting call on Backstage for alt-right looking types. And I had a buzz cut, and I have resting cop face, so it fit. And they liked my look well enough, and I think I just vibed well enough with the actor I was supposed to be like flanking. And they ended up bringing me back for more episodes, and I was still background, but they put me in a lot of shots. So a lot of the time I think it's just an editor or somebody in casting likes your look, or they like something you did, so they just keep you in things. And it's a numbers game. Numbers and timing.
You're still working in theater?
I just closed an off-Broadway show in June, just on 46th and 9th, called Waiting in the Wings.
And you were the lead in that?
I was the lead in that. It was I was a stripper that accidentally got cast in a musical theater show. And
Typecasting.
Typecasting. I mean, that could be the tagline of my life.
It's not the first table you've danced on.
He shouldn't be here, but it worked out. I think my dad said that about me when I was born.
Oh my goodness. Exciting. You're starting to get some bigger roles. I just saw something on your Instagram about the Sex and the City reincarnation. What's the name of that?
It's a reboot of Sex and the City on HBO called Just Like That, which I think is how the one character signs off on her emails. But I don't know. I've never watched. I'm sorry, all my friends. I'm a blue collar boy from PA. Yeah. So not my show.
Tell me about the character you're playing in this.
So yeah, one of the so the whole show is about the same women from Sex and the City a few years later and what's going on in their lives now. And one of the characters owns a bakery called Hot Fellas. And the best way to describe it, I think, is it's basically Hooters but with beefcakes. And I was one of the main beefcakes in an episode this season where I got fired for using HGH. I don't use HGH, don't use anything.
Yeah, you're all natural.
I look like I do. So.
Yeah, well, you're
so that's nice.
You're a beast, man. I was checking out some of the pics on your Instagrams. Chisel. But yeah, you're all natural. But it's funny, your character gets fired for doing something that you have never done.
There's a little zoom in of me injecting into my thigh, and when I was getting the direction to do so, and they were like, "So you're gonna inject it right here?" I was like, "Actually, the veins here, not because I've done it. I have friends." And they were like, "Oh, I'm glad you know how to do this."
Wow. A little bit real quick about the strike that's going on right now with actors.
So it's the actor and writer strike. The actors actually are striking. Initially, I think it was to support the Writers Guild, but there are also a lot of contracts that studios are drawing up that are basically, to summarize it, these contracts basically cut the actors out of jobs. Like, I think one of them is like, once we scan you for background work, we now have the rights to your image, to your person. We have the rights to your look and everything, because it's all on the computer, and we can just generate you if we need you in a crowd scene. We don't even need to bring you in or pay you anymore.
They just put your face on, artificial intelligence, and the actors don't get paid.
They're trying to phase out, make it more. I understand efficiency, and because actors are difficult people, so I understand.
And economically, I mean,
economically, it makes a lot of sense
for them.
But they're already making more money than they can spend.
Yeah.
And nobody's seeing any of it except them.
Right.
So it's
it
was a long time
thing.
coming.
Yeah. You know, you've been grinding out here for 10 years. I know we talked a little bit last night. You've been put in some situations, and even your friend, the actress, was telling some of her horror stories of the casting couch, as they used to call it, or they still call it.
Well, I mean, we all know everything with Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
Like that, and the Me Too movement and all that. Those things were, I don't know how long coming. I mean, I was in my mid-20s when all that really happened. So, and even then, I had been exposed to some of those things personally, and it's upsetting. Yeah. I mean,
some of the one story, you know, that you don't say any names, but you got put in a really weird situation with a director,
publicist.
Publicist,
I met him at a cafe that I was managing.
Yeah.
And
well-known publicist
from Hollywood, and he was here on business, and he just told me I had a nice looking punum, and I asked, "What's that?" He said, "Face." Okay. So he gave me his card. He explained who he was, gave me his card. I looked him up, very legit, and I was very excited because I was 22, 23, and it seemed like, you know, he'd taken an interest in me. And I wasn't totally naive, so I knew there might be a little bit of a weird thing going on, but I was young, he was, you know, successful and powerful, and it made sense to at least go have lunch with him.
Yeah.
I did that once, and he was very polite and cordial, and everything was above board. And then he came back a few weeks later to the city. We had lunch again in the park, and then went back to his apartment to hang out, because it was good conversation. He was talking to me about TV things and what I should be looking at, and giving me career advice. And I went back to his place, and we were sitting on a balcony, and he went in to go get some drinks. And then a few minutes later, he was like, "Oh, Matt, could you come in here for a second?" And I walked in, and he was naked. Yeah. And was like, "So what do you want to do?" And I looked at him for a minute. I mean, not a minute, obviously, but I looked at him for a second, and I looked.
I swear, it was just a
minute.
Just check out the situation.
It was a whole minute, and I looked at him for a second, and I asked him if he had a contract for me to sign, and he said no, and I said okay, and I left.
Yeah.
I left. I mean, part of that was joking. Do you have a contract to sign for me to sign? Part of it, but
yeah.
But no, that's not the first time I've been placed in a situation similar to that, and I consider myself somewhat fortunate, just being a straight male, to not have dealt with it as much as my female friends. Yeah. Because I know some people who've dealt with things that are the same level and of worse, or of a less toxic level, but on a consistent basis. Yeah. And it's I identify with it. I understand that this happens in the industry.
We're going to make you some extra money today, because we're going to do some busking.
I'm excited.
And
I'm excited.
You know, a little street performing, maybe Central Park, perhaps.
That's probably the best place to do it, especially around now. It's like lunch hour. That's like the good time.
Are we going to go do this Barbie thing? It's like
I just hope there's people around that like Barbie.
Yeah.
You know, it might be tough to find some Barbie people here in New York. They're everywhere. I'm an Oppenheimer guy myself.
So we headed off towards Central Park to do some busking. And as anyone who's walked through the streets of Manhattan can attest to, there's something in the air here, besides the smell of garbage and bad decisions. It's the faint aroma of excitement and opportunity. And Barbie fans. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go for a ride?
Sure.
Let's go.
a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life is plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Oh yeah, come on, Barbie, let's go party. Ooh, come on, Barbie, let's go party. Oh yeah. I don't know, Barbie. Thing is, I tried so hard in this industry to be what I thought they wanted me to be, and I think a lot of people go through this. You're trying to sell what you think they want, and you're trying to give people what you think they want, the casting and everything, but I didn't really start to find actual success and like enjoyment in what I was doing until I stopped trying to be what they wanted, and I just was me. Right. But it takes a lot of time to fully develop yourself, and people may not like it right away, but if you don't do that, then you're never gonna find that natural success that doesn't come from a casting agency or anything. Like, it comes from yourself. Because even though I haven't booked everything I've been in for recently, and I get rejected more than I succeed, I've walked out of so many more rooms after auditioning within the last couple months and felt so much better about it, even though I didn't book anything, because I did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. And if they don't want to buy it, then I'll take it somewhere else.
Right. Seems to be working out pretty good for you.
Once the strike's over, hopefully.
Yeah.
But that needs to happen. That needs to happen.
New York City, the city where dreams are made. And in the case of Matthew Kleckner, a city where hard work and perseverance seems to be paying off. Best of luck to you, Matty. Keep on keeping on, brother. Coming soon on Busker.
Johnny went out walking and he hitched for a ride and came across